he sits down with me and he says, I think you'll be able to share what you've learned if you leave. You'll be able to share this with everyone if you leave. And I felt like it was his nice way of saying, you're not ready to be a monk, like get out of it. Right? That's how it felt. It felt like I'd failed, and it felt like he was like breaking up with me. Like I equate it to a divorce. It was almost like him saying to me, it's not you, it's me, you know, it's not working out. Like it kind of felt like that. It wasn't disingenuous on his part. It was a reality check. It was a reality check that this wasn't going to last forever. It was one of the most toughest, humiliating, ego-bashing, crushing things that happened. Because here I was thinking, I'm going to be a monk and I'm going to do this and I've got all these plans. And then all of a sudden, 3 years on, all your plans have failed. I've got no money, I've rejected all my corporate job offers, and I moved back in with my parents 5 years ago with $25,000 worth of debt. So I moved back in with my parents, and I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do? Like now I'm going to have to think about paying bills, and I'm going to have to think about, my parents aren't well off, so I didn't have anywhere to I had their home to hang out in, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, I'll just live off my parents for a bit, I'll figure it out. I was just like, I literally have nothing. Like if I don't figure this out, I'll be sleeping in my bedroom that I grew up in for the rest of my life, and that's it. Like that's life.
Sure.
So it was tough. It was the closest I've ever been to like a very low point, because your biggest dreams have just crushed. And I know no one can really understand my dream of becoming a monk, but you can equate it to, I don't know, playing in sports. Like I know for you it was like that, but whatever it is, music, it was like your biggest dream on the planet just comes crumbling down. And I felt it hurt, it really hurt. And it hurt the ego, because all my friends or family who I just about convinced that I was becoming a monk, when I was coming back, they were all like, well, I thought you were gonna be a monk, what are you doing? I had that moment where I had to decide. I was like, wait a minute, I've been taught how to deal with anxiety, pain, pressure, and everything as a monk. And for the first time in my life, I had to put it into like practice, but in like acceleration mode. So I ended up doing two things when I left. One thing was all my friends who work now at big companies, they were stressed out and hating their lives. And so they started to invite me to speak at their companies like Google and Starbucks, and they worked.
Tell us what you learned from being a monk.
Yeah, that's it. They were all working at these big brands, and they were like, Jay, come teach us what you've learned. So I started speaking at all these venues, and I loved it. And people were getting so much out of it. And I was like, wow, like my monk experience is really there to help so many people. And because I'm still living it, I can still give it. And all of a sudden, all of this environment had a meaning and purpose again. And I started to see what my teacher had said, that you're there to share this with people.